Hi guys, first of all, Happy New Year to you all. I hope you got to spend the holidays with your loved ones. To celebrate the new year, we're going to make a chocolate bûche. It's an Amsterdam-inspired chocolate bûche filled with a whipped vanilla ganache, salted caramel, caramelized peanuts and a chocolate mousse. So, let's begin. First, the whipped vanilla ganache. Soak 2 leaves or 3.3 grams of gelatin in cold water. Now pour 380 grams of cream into a saucepan. Then cut a vanilla pod in half and scrape out the seeds. Add the seeds in the empty pot to the pan and bring this to a boil. Meanwhile, mix 130 grams of white chocolate with 100 grams of mascarpone. Then when the cream is boiling, turn off the heat and dissolve the gelatin. Now remove the empty vanilla pot and pour the hot cream on the chocolate and the mascarpone. Blend this till emulsified. Then cover it and let it set in your fridge for at least 6 hours. Now for the caramelized peanuts. Mix 100 grams of sugar with 150 grams of water and bring this to a boil. Once it's boiling, add 250 grams of peanuts and boil them on a low heat for 5 minutes. Then transfer them on a tray and let them cool down completely. When that's done, heat up some frying oil till it's 160 degrees Celsius and add the peanuts. Now while mixing, caramelize the peanuts till golden brown. Then take them out of the oil and season them with salt. Set this aside for later. Now for the salted caramel ganache. Mix 150 grams of sugar with 60 grams of water and caramelize this on a medium heat. Once it's golden brown, slowly while stirring, add 200 grams of cream. Then turn off the heat and add 100 grams of white chocolate. Mix this. Now season it with 3 grams of flaky salt and mix it once more. Then pour it in a bowl, cover it and let it set in your fridge. Now back to the whipped vanilla ganache. Transfer it into a mixing bowl and whisk it till stiff peaks start to form. This is going to take around 3 minutes. Don't over whisk it, otherwise the ganache will separate. The ganache works great for many desserts, but also to finish some delicious pastries. When it's done, pipe a couple of thick lines on a tray that's lined with some plastic foil and then spread this even with a palette knife. Now repeat this with the salted caramel ganache. It helps to heat up the palette knife under hot water if the ganache sticks. Then cover the ganache completely with the caramelized peanuts. Give it a little push and then let it set completely in your freezer. Now for the chocolate sablé. Mix 130 grams of butter with 120 grams of icing sugar and knead this till it becomes fluffy and soft. You can make this recipe in a stand mixer, but I just wanted to show you guys that it's also possible to do it this way. Then add 25 grams of cocoa powder, 150 grams of flour, 10 grams of baking powder and 55 grams of egg yolk. Now knead this till it's a soft dough. Then transfer it onto a silicone sheet and put another silicone sheet on top. Now roll it out with a rolling pin till it's around 4 mm thick. Then bake it at 170 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes till baked. Then let it cool down completely before removing the silicone sheets. As a final prep, also portion the frozen ganache and remove the plastic foil. Now for the chocolate mousse. First soak 3 leaves or 5 grams of gelatin in cold water. Meanwhile mix 200 grams of milk with 50 grams of cream, 50 grams of egg yolk and 30 grams of sugar. Mix this well and then while stirring, heat it up till it's 85 degrees Celsius. Turn off the heat and dissolve the gelatin. Then add 250 grams of dark chocolate and mix it till it's emulsified. Once that's done, pour it in a bowl and let it cool down completely at room temperature. Then while that's cooling down, start beating 400 grams of cream till it has a yogurt consistency. It needs to look like this. Now while mixing, add the chocolate mixture and fold it together. After that, fill your desired molds halfway. These I had custom made by Mold Brothers. Find a link in the description of this video. Then press 2 of the frozen ganache interiors in the mousse and then add another layer of the chocolate mousse. Now as a final layer, cover it with the chocolate sablé and then let it freeze overnight till solid. The next day, gently remove the bûche from the mold and place it on a tray. Now brush a thin layer of chocolate brush on top. This is a melted mixture of 200 grams of cocoa butter with 200 grams of dark chocolate. Then let them defrost for at least 2 to 3 hours. After that, keep them in your fridge for later. And now what better way to taste this delicious Amsterdam bûche than in Amsterdam with you guys. Okay guys, that's it for today. It was lovely meeting you all, and thanks for taking the time to come out and to talk to me about cooking, baking, all the things we talked about. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Definitely way more amazing content coming in 2023. So happy new year to you all, and as always, bon appétit.